Good morning, Daddy. Hope you're doing well. It's a chilly 61 degrees out here this morning. It's been very nice. Today we're going to harvest kale, and then later on Rain is going to make kale chips in the dehydrator.
He's looking at you.
Serenity caught a lizard this morning.
He's actually looking at you. He's turning his head to look at you.
Yes, he is. He's like a little dragon.
He crawled up.
Is he gonna bite me?
No.
Hello, handsome.
I think he's tired.
Kitten was playing with him. All right, so enjoy the kale. I hope you get a chance to make it. You don't have to have a dehydrator to make it. You can just make it in the oven, just like granola. Just put it on really low and leave it in there overnight. But they're really yummy and really healthy, so I hope you'll try it. Love you. All right, here is the kale plants. At least there's 3, 4 here. I've got about 10 total. So the leaves are so big that it really only takes about 2 or 3 leaves from each plant to make a batch of kale chips. So all I do is come in and snap the lower leaves off the bottom of the plant. 2, maybe 3, just like that. If the plant is smaller, I may only take 2 leaves. Lovely kale bouquet. So I'll go around and do that to all the others, and that's how easy it is. One of my kale plants has already bolted. You can see here it's starting to put up a little seed stalk in the middle. It looks like broccoli. That's because they're related. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this entire plant out. And if you see, I've already got a little cabbage planted right next to it. So that's just gonna give that little cabbage some room. Here, chickies. Here, chick. Hey, Roo. Don't you wish you had a bite? He likes it, and he's not afraid. He's very handsome. Yeah, there you are, Barbara. I see you. Safe on the other side, aren't you? Oh, Buttercup. And, yeah. Keep trying. Here you go. Here, Barbara. Hey, chick. This block was raised by Storm and not by me, so they don't trust me. I miss my old girls that would come and eat out of my hand, but these will eat out of Storm's hand. Hey, girls. There's Bear. Hey, Bear. Hey, Buttercup. There you go. Come on, Mouse. Come on, She-Ra. Who's missing? Where's Poe? Elise is not missing. She's laying an egg. Hey, Popo. Let's let her be.
It takes me a while to find wormworm and here's the thing, Ruby. This is just what I'm pointing out. If you ever get a pet,
Okay, while I was out there harvesting kale, I also picked me 4 big collard leaves and that last little broccoli from last year to eat for my lunch. along with my last little sweet potatoes from last year. Hopefully they're not hard as rock.
I'm going to. And I don't like them. I thought you liked them. I like them in Caprese. And in soups and stuff.
Do you have any normal romaine lettuce, Mom? Any more bags left?
You can go pick some though out in the garden.
Yeah, this will do.
What's step one? Wash the kale. And I see you're snapping the stems off. So what will you do with all the stems?
Give them to the chickens, put them in the compost. I'm mixing them in there and then I'm gonna let the dirt settle and then I'll remove them. Olive oil, ranch seasoning, that's pretty much it.
That's it?
Yeah.
So what's in the cup there? You've already measured your
It's
oil?
just olive oil.
Show it to me so I can see it on camera. Like, okay, so half cup?
Yeah.
All right.
Thereabouts.
We use...
I don't typically measure it because here's the thing. Every time you get kale, the kale is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Either going to have more or less. I have to eyeball it.
Okay, so there's a little art to it.
I've used sunflower oil before. The taste was a bit odd because sunflower oil doesn't like heat that much. But
So we're making it in the dehydrator, which has very low heat, but other people who might try this, like Aunt Meanie, she'll have to use her oven.
you have to be very careful with that. The same way you do anything that has to do with egg whites, I would keep it at the lowest temperature your oven can go and let it sit for as long as it possibly can.
Like overnight, maybe.
And I'm not measuring this either. I'm just using this as, it's just kind of, you mix it, you eyeball it, and sometimes you even taste it.
So you just put as much in the bowl as you can handle at once?
Pretty much. Oh look, some of your hair in there.
Of course.
Congratulations. But yeah, as much as I feel like I can mix comfortably, that's why it's nice to have two bowls.
Yeah, 'cause that was a lot of kale. Is that the amount you usually have, or is it vary?
Most of the time it's more actually.
Okay, great. So it is all gonna fit in the dehydrator somehow?
Yeah,
So now you're just sprinkling again?
nothing specific. I'm just putting stuff in, mixing it, putting stuff in, mixing it until it looks right. And I know the way it looks because I've made it so many times.
So you're just gonna have to experiment if you're trying this for the first time.
It depends on what seasonings you're using, because some people do things like nutritional yeast or, you know, just spices in general.
I guess you could use like Mexican, like chili powder. And
If you wanted to,
so
yeah.
whatever kind of spice you
Whatever
like.
your flavor is. Our flavor just happens to be ranch. Just mix your spices in with the oil you're using and
Make
mix
sure
it
you
in.
coat it very well.
yeah.
We're gonna sprinkle some on or no? Or you
I
said-
am, because I didn't put that much in the oil actually.
Okay.
And if you put too much oil in there, then the kale chips will sour quickly in storage.
Really sour.
Yeah, like the oil mixes with the air and it like oxygenizes and it just doesn't taste that great.
So you used about half, obviously, in the first bowl, and now the other half.
And the
in
thing
second
is, it
bowl.
doesn't look like it's that much oil, but you just have to keep mixing.
Okay. And then possibly sprinkle more.
Possibly
dry
sprinkle more,
ranch.
but never add more oil because until you mix it in, like if it's more oily than this, then you're gonna have a really, really oily kale chip.
Okay.
And it's just gonna taste like oil and ranch.
So what would this be equivalent to, like when you buy it from the grocery store? 2 bunches or
This would be about 3 bunches.
3 bunches of kale? So you get half the recipe if you just bought a big bunch or a bunch and a half.
I know.
What was I thinking?
We interrupt this cooking show for a pause, commercial break, coronavirus boredom, and it's snack time. Somebody's stealing my whipped cream.
With permission.
With permission. That's not stealing. And
Oh,
guys,
What have you done?
I've made a mistake.
Like,
keep going up and up and up.
on a what?
Really?
Yeah.
I want to see it. Talking about she ordered. Step 490.
We have a dehydrator, so we are dehydrating this kale because it requires little to no attention, and we use what we have because why wouldn't we use a dehydrator?
That dehydrator is, how old is Gus? 17, almost 18, so it's 17 years old. We bought it when we lived in Wisconsin to make special food for our boy when he was so sick. So it's still running. We did have to replace the body. It's made out of plastic and it got busted in one of our mini moves.
Let's see.
But it's still running. And so it has a temperature setting, and we put it on like what? The
The setting
vegetables.
is literally called vegetable,
Yes.
so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. And as Rain said earlier, the lowest oven setting, which is usually warm, which is usually 170 degrees on most ovens, and that is a little too hot. So if you set your oven or leave the oven light on with the door cracked overnight, you should get the same results. All right, we're getting close to the end. How many trays you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the dehydrator holds 9 trays, but that's going to be squashed in there. All right, now it goes into the dehydrator.
Yeah.
So you start at the bottom, I see. Oh, look at you. Wow.
I've done this so many times that it's just
second nature.
ta-da.
Wow. It's time to take the kale chips out of the dehydrator. It's been 24 hours, thereabouts.
It's overnight.
Okay. Make it happen.
You can tell they're done because completely dry,
Crispy.
crispy, and crunchy.
Crunchy. Mmm. Satisfying.
You're gonna eat all of them, Mama.
They're like Lay's potato chips. Excuse me. You can't eat just one. Rain stores them by.
I put a paper towel in there because sometimes the oil will pool if you accidentally put too much, which is easy to do because once all the moisture is removed, it looks really oily no matter what you do. So I usually put a paper towel in there and then I just start piling them in.
Easy peasy. Okay, last one. It's a real stretch getting them all in there.
Not really. I'll probably eat the last few.
Yeah, you should. Okay. 1 gallon Ziploc bag overly full.
And I'm not going to close it completely yet because it's still warm.
And no job is complete until the paperwork is done. In this case, cleanup.
I mean, just hot water and a little pressure is enough to get the oil off the trays, and there's nothing really to scrub off of them unless you're making something like beef jerky.
Get a little closer together, Storm. Knee, knee, Renty, scoot over. Toward Storm.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm
Toward
if someone leans
Storm.
on me.
No, Jane. Like,
Sit. Listen,
What
this
are you
pillow.
talking
You are
slouching?
slouching. This is how she sits, Mom.
I know she does. Okay, so like a fan.
If you have any left.
Okay, like a fan. Stop trying to take a bite of it, you tingling. Are y'all happy?
Yes. Now we are. Because this is normal.
Okay, big smile.
This is the biggest my smile gets.
And chomp. And don't make any ugly faces.
That's really hard when you're eating a kale that's as big as your head. But it's good.